What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so. And these are my playoff predictions, who I'm predicting to go make it to the playoffs. I'm going to show you the standings. I won't go into every team why I think they'll finish the way they finish. I kind of did that with the season preview, so just go ahead, take a look at whatever squad you want, and I'll give my reason for that prediction. But go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. It really helps out a ton, and I appreciate it a lot. And then tomorrow we will have a NFL mock draft for the 2021 draft based on these standings and how the season finishes. So let's go ahead, without further ado, let's dive in. Let's start with the standings. We're going to start with the AFC, and just looking here at the East, like I said, I feel like based on the Bills off season, it's kind of their division to lose. I have them going 6-0 in the division just because it feels like all the teams are kind of having to reset, maybe aside from New York, the Jets. But I don't have too much faith in Adam Gase. Being a Dolphins fan, I know Adam Gase firsthand and what he can do to a squad, and I just don't have faith. So I got Buffalo going 11-5, getting that 2 seed. In the North, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben's return, them coming in and actually winning the division. Very close with Baltimore, actually same division record, same record altogether. So it goes to, I think, the conference tiebreaker. But Cleveland, they sneak in with the 6th seed at 9-7. I do believe there will be some early, gaffes for them at the beginning of the year. But this team, they should be much better, and the Cincinnati Bengals sitting there at 6-10. I think they'll be surprisingly pretty decent this year. In the AFC South, Tennessee Titans, they're going to sneak away. I think this is going to be a very competitive division, but they're going to sneak away with it. Ryan Tannehill, he looked extremely good. Yes, that he can really only go down as far as his performance from last season. I mean, he was just phenomenal. So I do expect him to be a little bit worse, but I do trust this squad. The squad played extremely well, especially down the stretch, especially once they put Tannehill in. And then the Colts, they're going to sneak in with that 7th seed now that we have in the playoffs. Houston, they're going to be 8-8, but they're going to fall short just because, they didn't get better from last season. So what can I say? Jacksonville, 7-9. I think they're going to be very competitive. Then the AFC West. The Chiefs, until another team could prove otherwise, they're going to win this division, I think. 13-3. I have them with the best record in all the NFL. It's hard. They're the reigning Super Bowl champions. I think they're definitely going to make a run back at the playoffs. Denver, 8-8. Hot and rising up-and-coming team. Chargers at 7-9. They're not in a rebuild, but with Tyrod, I think they will be competitive. I just don't think they will be playoff. I think they're more pretender than contender. Then the Raiders, of course, 5-11. I don't care if it's Derek Carr or Marcus Mariota. I don't think neither of those guys will be the starting quarterback next season. On to the NFC, and we're going to start with the NFC East, of course. Philadelphia Eagles. I know Brandon Brooks just got the injury, but I already did all this before that. This is a team that still made it to the playoffs, won the division, despite all that. So I think they can do that. So I got them here at 10-6. Dallas, I have them at 9-7. You could go in, and because I know a lot of Cowboys fans are gonna be like, "Whoa, we got so much better. We got talent everywhere." Yes, but if you look at last year, your wins really came only against sub 500 teams. So this team, I think they will be a playoff team, but just barely. And then the Giants and the Redskins, I don't expect them to contend this year. In the North, I got the Green Bay Packers, status quo for now. They didn't do much to get better, but I don't think the division as a whole got much better. Detroit, they added some good parts in the draft, but I still think they're a bit away. Chicago, Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles, I don't really trust either. Then Minnesota, it'll be interesting. They're kind of the wild card in this because I still think they're going to be a very, very good squad. As you can see, I have them 5-1 in the division, so we'll see. And then the NFC South, I got the New Orleans Saints winning it just barely over the Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers at a 12-4 record. And then Tampa Bay is right there at 11-5. Both will be in the playoffs. Atlanta, they definitely can make a strong push to be a playoff team. I just don't have it that way right now. I think the defense it'll be interesting. That defense was a lot better down the stretch, but I just want to see more, I guess. Carolina, they're in a rebuild, so 6-10, pretty good. San Fran will be taking home the NFC West title. I got them at 11-5. This team is just outstanding. I don't think there will be any Super Bowl loser hangover this season. I think they will be in the playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks, they're at 9-7. They always find a way to sneak in, and they do it again here. The Arizona Cardinals, an up-and-coming team. I just don't think they're quite there yet. I mean, they had the same record, same division record, so call me crazy, they can do it this year, but I think they're a season away. Then I got the Rams at 8-8. It's just hard to trust that team. I think they are in a bit of a decline right now, just because their roster, I would say their roster is not as talented as last season's, but I still think they're a very good squad. So let's just go ahead to the playoffs. And here in the wild card, I got the Browns. We'll be facing the Steelers. And I'm going to just go ahead and say I think the Browns can beat the Steelers here. I think this team is playing with a chip on their shoulder. And I expect them to be a lot hotter down the stretch. It'll be interesting to see regardless. And then we got the Colts versus the Bills. Excuse me for a second. The Bills. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Buffalo, that they've assembled a pretty darn squad. I think this is their year to actually step up and play well and actually make just think about it. They honestly should have beat the Texans. They should have beat the Texans. It kind of got away from them. The offense, I think, will be much better this year. So it'll be interesting. Those wide receivers are going to be getting open everywhere. And then Phillip Rivers, I mean, he's going to be playing a very, very tough defense in Buffalo. So yeah, we'll see. Then the Ravens versus the Titans. Can the Titans basically show they have the magic they did last season? I don't think so. I don't think the Ravens are going to let that happen. I got them moving on. This is a team that knows what they are, and they're very good at that. And then on the other side in the NFC, we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the 49ers. As much as I love Russell Wilson, and I think he's very underrated, I think he deserves to be in the conversation of maybe among the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. I just can't see them winning this. I can't see them winning this one. I got San Fran going there. I just really like how this squad looks. And then bit of a typo, I guess you would say, a mistake on my part. It would be the Eagles at home playing Tampa Bay. And best believe, especially if this Eagles team is anything like last year and they're all beat up going in, maybe Carson Wentz, he gets hurt in the game. I don't know. I think Tom Brady is going to be successful in his first playoff game as a Buccaneer. So I got them moving on. And then the Cowboys versus the Packers. Like I said, the Packers didn't really get much better than last year. The Cowboys did. I like the Cowboys in this game. So let's go ahead. Let's move on to the divisional round. And here we got the Chiefs versus the Browns, and I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the Chiefs. Chiefs are a juggernaut of a squad. I think they will. They're definitely going to come out of their first game in the playoffs. I like this squad a lot. And then the Bills versus the Ravens. And like I said, Ravens, I think they're kind of playing with the chip on their shoulder. They think they should have went further into the playoffs than they actually did. I don't think Josh Allen is there quite yet. And this defense for the Ravens, still pretty darn good. So I got them moving on. Saints versus Cowboys. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that the Saints beat the Cowboys. The Saints, they invested everything into this season and next season, so they are gonna make a run. Best believe, I believe that they're gonna make a run here in the playoffs. I like this squad. This is a very well put together squad. They got some interesting weapons. As long as they can stay healthy, I like them going. Moving on. And then the Buccaneers versus the 49ers. I think this first season for Tom Brady and company, it's going to be kind of a fill you out type of year. While I think they will do extremely well during the season, I think in the playoffs they'll get that first round win, but the second round, I just like San Fran too much. I have them moving on. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the conference championship games, being Chiefs versus the Ravens, and then the Saints versus the Niners. Like I said, the Chiefs, that's just a tough offense to stop. Can Baltimore Ravens can? I think they can for a little bit, but when it comes down to it, this Chiefs team, I think they will definitely make another run at basically consecutive Super Bowls. So I got them winning. And then the San Francisco 49ers versus the Saints. I was a big fan of the Saints this past season. I thought they were actually, I had them down as Super Bowl champions, and then they got outed by the Vikings in a very interesting game. But I don't think that'll be the case this year. I think the Saints, they're bringing back I guess you could say it's an improved roster. They, especially offensively, as far as their weapons, I think Emmanuel Sanders was huge. He's now gonna have to play his former team, well, kind of, for a season, for less than a season actually, in the 49ers. I think the Saints will be too much for Jimmy G and company to handle. So I got them moving on. And in the Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs versus the New Orleans Saints. That's what I thought the Super Bowl would be this past season. Didn't come to fruition. I think it will here. Both teams are very, very good. And I think this is the Saints year. They've invested so much into this season, into next season. Let's be honest, into this season, that I think they will come away with the championship. And that's not because I got a Breeze jersey here. I'm not a Breeze fan. I'm not a Saints fan. I mean, I guess I am a Breeze fan, but I'm a Dolphins fan. I think that it's only back there because my whole family are Saints fans, and the Dolphins in 2006 should have got him in free agency. Didn't exactly happen, but I have the Saints winning here. Their defense is actually pretty darn good. I think they can do enough to hold on, and they have more firepower than the Niners did last season. So where the Chiefs defense kind of stepped up, made some good stops, I don't think that they'll be able to do that to the Saints offense. That's just my opinion on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and that's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing, but until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.